Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new Razer Gigantus V2 mouse pads. Obviously, as you can see here, we have all four of the different sizes stacked up, everything ranging from the medium up to the 3XL. So we'll take a look at those different sizes, get them set up, and see how they might fit your setup. And then also, I'll give you some impressions on what I've been thinking while I've been using them. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So as you can see here, we have the medium pulled out. You can kind of get an idea for what that looks like. It's kind of, a standard size mouse pad. And then back here in the background, you can see this green perimeter going around this mouse pad here, and that's actually the 3XL, which is the one that I've been using the most. I had been using the glorious PC gaming mousepad, I think it's the 2XL for quite a while, and I picked that one really because it fits my desktop, my working and gaming space almost perfectly. The 3XL from Razer is the closest one to fit that working space, although it is quite a bit larger than the 2X from Glorious. So let's quickly talk about the specs on all four of the different mouse pads. First up, we have the medium, which is 360 by 275 by 3 millimeters. Next, we have the large, which is 450 by 400 by 3 millimeters. Then we have the XXL, which is 940 by 410 by 4 millimeters. And lastly, we have the 3XL, coming in at 1200 by 550 by 4 millimeters. Like I mentioned, I found that the 3XL fit my setup the best. That's because it had the height that I was really looking for to get from close to the edge of my desk, all the way up to basically where my monitor and speakers are. Razer describes this as pretty much a, entire desktop mouse mat. And in fact, this desk that I have here, which I used to use for my setup, the mouse pad overflows on this. It's too big for this setup. But because my desk that I have here is actually a dining room table that we repurposed into my workstation up here, the 3XL just fits it best because of all the space that I have there. Besides just the overall width and height dimensions on those different sizes, you might have noticed that there is a little variation in thickness as well. The medium comes in at 3 millimeters, which is very pliable, very easy to move around. It has a little bit of give to it, a little bit of squish, I guess. The XXL and 3XL are both 4 millimeters, so quite a bit more thickness there. It's a noticeable difference between the smaller sizes and the bigger sizes. And it also just feels a little bit softer because of that. There's a little more squish to it. With that larger size, you can rest your arms on it and it feels nice and soft. That also makes it so this green perimeter is pretty noticeable, and that obviously is the actual, rubber backing on the back of that there. But other than that, the Razer Gigantus is pretty stealthy. The top, the black cloth, is pretty bare, and then the only other marking that we have on here is this Razer logo, which is in the upper right of all the different sizes, and it's the same size tag between the four different sizes and is pretty discreet for a mouse pad. It's a little bit smaller than what is on the glorious PC gaming mouse pad I've been using, and quite a bit smaller than the SteelSeries logo that I had on my previous mouse pad. So in use, actually using the Gigantus mouse pad is really great. I've been a big fan of it. With that added thickness on the 3XL, it's quite comfortable. And as far as the finish on top, I have noticed moving some different objects around on the mouse pad, there's a little bit more grip than what I had noticed on the Glorious. So it has a little more grip, a little more traction than some other mouse pads. One of the reasons I like using an oversized mouse pad like this is because it helps to kind of define my immediate work area. With such a large desk, it's easy for me to put stuff on there, and with all of the reviews and unboxings, it's easy to get quite cluttered on there. But having a more defined, immediate workspace with my mouse pad kind of incentivizes me, or at least creates a kind of visual barrier for things that I can kind of keep outside of that mouse pad to keep my immediate workspace a little bit cleaner. And another reason I like having a large mouse pad like this is because I do a lot of typing for work, writing scripts and writing articles, but then also I'm a gamer as well. And so having the ability to have my drop-alt keyboard centered in front of me when I'm typing, and then when I'm ready to game, I can push that off to the side and use all of that glorious mouse pad space for my mouse, because I usually play FPS games where I like to have quite a bit of area free to do large sweeps. Granted, that's tailored more to my playstyle because of the FPS games. If you played a higher DPI or playing a different style of game, you might not have that desire to have the large mouse area. But for me, it's been really beneficial to have a large mouse pad where it's really hard for me to run out of room. We briefly touched on this earlier, but today Razer is also announcing their Razer Customs configuration. So with this feature, you can customize phone cases and also 3 of the different sizes of their mouse pads. You can choose between the medium, large, or XXL, or you can use their pre-licensed graphics, which include a lot of your favorite titles. I haven't personally been able to try this, but I'll put a link down in the description where you can head over to Razer's website and check that out. So overall, wrapping up here, the Razer Gigantus V2 is a really awesome mousepad from Razer. I'm not a super competitive player, so I can't really speak to the speed and performance of this mousepad, but I have been enjoying gaming with it, playing Escape from Tarkov and Call of Duty Warzone, and in my experience, it's felt and performed really well. I like the simple, stealthy design of the Gigantus, and with the variety of sizes and the addition of the Razer Customs configurations as well, you can really dial this into exactly what you want for your setup. So what do you think of Razer's new Gigantus V2 mousepads? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.